Welcome to Emotionally Evicted. We're your hosts, Mandy and Tammy, sisters, survivors, and women who are reclaiming our lives one unapologetic story at a time. We're not therapists, just two women who've been through it, healed it, and aren't afraid to talk about it. This show is our eviction notice to chaos, codependency, and generational dysfunction, and your permission slip to reclaim peace, power, and your damn self.
This podcast is brought to you by Illumina Ops Solutions. We specialize in streamlining your systems, scaling your business, and getting you the hell out of the weeds. Because growth shouldn't feel this hard, and we've got the solutions you never saw coming. Visit illuminaops.com to start reclaiming your brilliance.
Hello, and welcome back to Emotionally Evicted.
Yay.
Today, we're going to share a little bit more about ourselves, our story, and how we reached this point. You want to kick us off? Oldest goes first.
Thanks. Age before beauty.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, where do we start? I think we talked about in the first episode how our parents had addiction, or a parent had addiction issues. For me personally, growing up with that, I definitely had, and being the oldest, I had to take on more of a parent role to take care of the lovely Mandy. And younger siblings.
Awesomeness from.
So definitely, I feel like had to grow up a lot faster than most kids, had a lot more responsibility. So definitely had that mothering role going on. Felt like I had a lot of responsibility I had to carry. Always having to keep the peace. And so I feel like as I became an adult, that has now translated into people pleaser tendencies that I absolutely cannot stand about myself. At all.
Does anybody enjoy being a people pleaser? Let us know. We want to talk to you if you enjoy it.
I hate it so much. And anybody who really struggles with that, it's like you don't like being like that, but you can't stop. And I think it's just because whenever we were growing up, it was like I needed to, that was how I was able to control the situations, because everything else was totally out of my control.
Yeah.
And so it's just ingrained in me, I just need to keep everything level or shit's gonna blow up. And I've slowly been working on that, realizing, letting my system realize, if I don't do what these other people want me to do, they're gonna be fine. Yeah. The world isn't gonna come to an end. They're not gonna hate me. It's totally fine. So I am actively working on that. And like I said, also definitely have the mothering tendencies, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. I definitely have that nurturing, and I do love that. I love my kids, but
yeah.
That on the flip side has translated into relationships where I have basically a grown-ass adult child and not a partner. And that has been hard because I want somebody to look at my mothering tendencies and think of it as this good thing, that I have so much care and love to give. Yeah. Not look at it oh, well, she'll make all my doctor's appointments, cook all the meals for me,
Wipe
um,
my ass.
wipe my ass, like do all the things. Like that is not what I want. Like I want a partner, an equal partner, and I want somebody to hold me accountable in areas where maybe, I am kind of pouring too much and they're like, "Hey, I got it. Go sit
Right.
down. I got it." I want someone to like bring that energy, but what I have found is most of the time the people that I have picked just sit back and they're like, "Oh, I don't gotta do shit. Tammy's got this." So yeah, it's definitely something I struggle with and work on. And in the grand scheme of things, given that we grew up with drug and alcoholic addicted parent, um, and then an absent other parent,
Yes.
like I know I could be so much worse. Like I could have so many other issues going on. So I do recognize that. But at the same time, I want to be the best version of myself I can possibly be. And that's why we started this podcast, because we know that there are women and men out there who have most likely grown up in similar situations and they didn't fall into the statistics, but you didn't have that ideal model growing up to teach you how to be the best version of yourself and be successful. So this is more of like a sounding board where we all come together as a community to reinvent ourselves and like really hold ourselves accountable to be better, because that's what life is, just learning and growing, learning and growing. And yeah, it's hard work for sure. But we're doing it. So
Yes, we are. And I definitely think there are those that, like you said, grew up in that environment or had those experiences, and maybe you haven't started your self journey yet, but you're meant for more. You made it out of a situation, and maybe life isn't the greatest that you want it to be, but you're not sure where to start. And I think that we can be an inspiration for others, because I don't feel that we really had any sort of true model or inspiration for us to want to do this work. I think we both chose on our own to just do it because we knew that we wanted to be better people. I do remember us growing up and talking about mentioning several times, we should write a book.
yeah.
We should write a book, because we knew at a young age that shit was wild.
Yeah.
And was not supposed to be happening. I remember us saying multiple times, when we have kids, this is not how it's going to be. And so, like you said, grew up way quicker than we should have. We were wise beyond our years. And we opted to do a podcast instead. We can reach more people that way than with a book. We may still write a book, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
We definitely have some crazy stories, like shit that people would be like, "You did what?"
Right. I remember one time in high school writing a speech class, and I forget the exact topic, but obviously I felt compelled to write, stuff about my childhood, and those poor kids were so traumatized. I'm sure some of them needed some therapy afterwards. And it was just one of those, like, I finished and I'm thinking like, okay. And everybody's just like, huh? Like, what did she just talk about? And I even remember the teacher talking to me later. She was just like,
are you okay?
Right. Essentially, she's like, I'm so proud of you for being brave and sharing that. But like, are you okay? It's like, and to me, I was like, that's just my life. Like It's just what it is. And I mean, I do think that was probably a missed opportunity for the school system to on me a little bit more. There's actually several times of those, but I think it all has worked out how it's supposed to be. So
I can remember like vividly being 16 years old. The one parent was in rehab for what, like 90 days?
Yeah.
You would have been 13, 12, 13.
Yeah.
And I remember so vividly, like, I was there at the house. It was just us taking care of each other because the parent was gone.
Yes.
Getting our own selves to school, making sure we did our homework, which, by the way, Mandy was like the scholar, like always made the best grades. I was always on the honor roll, but it was a struggle. But I am so proud of ourselves because we were amazing students, I feel like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just remember so vividly, like I was looking out this window because we lived in, I don't want to say the ghetto, but like it was not. We've been in okay, we've lived in gated communities. We've lived in what in the fuck backwoods shit is this? Okay. So we've been on the whole spectrum.
And everywhere in between, yes.
And everywhere in between. So I remember looking out this window where we were living and just thinking, this is not my life. This is not what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I want better and I'm going to be better. Like, it was just like not even a question. Like, no, this ain't happening. I'm going to school. I don't give a shit what I have to do. And I am going to make something of myself. And here we are. Like,
yeah,
I don't feel like I've reached my full potential. And maybe that's like another inner challenge or issue I have is like, I always feel like I can do better. Like, I can be better. I can do better. And I'm always kind of chasing that for myself. So I know I still have great things ahead of me. And I'm hoping like this podcast is one of those amazing things. And personally, one of the reasons I wanted to do this so bad is for that 16-year-old girl who is staring out the window thinking, this cannot be the life that I'm supposed to have. Because it is most definitely not. It is hard work to get out of that system, cycle, whatever, but you can do it. You just have to have the mindset and work really, really hard and have people around you who support you. Because unfortunately, there are people out there who won't want success for you.
They will straight up shit on your parade.
They will. They will. So you have to have, people around you who are rallying you and really pushing you to be better. And thankfully, I've had my sister, Mandy, who, thank God, we both came out together.
Right. Because statistically, one of us should be a fuck up.
100%. One of us should be in prison.
One, if not both of us, should be.
Yeah. One of us should be in prison or dead.
Strung out on drugs, something.
Or, living on the street.
And we're both on pretty much the same path of striving for greatness.
I would agree with that. I feel like we've done very well for ourselves. And like you said, I know my story from the past, what's gotten me here, but I definitely do not identify with that. And maybe that's been always our, we don't have that victim mentality. I know that's probably going to be triggering for some people.
Right.
But definitely from the get-go, it's been like, yes, this is the life I lived. FBI following us, drug deals going down. What else? What are some of the other highlights maybe?
Bringing home most wanted criminals from rehab.
Yes. Stepmothers that were on Kansas City's most wanted list. I mean,
Right.
cooking,
just, it's another
cooking
Tuesday.
drugs in the backyard, just every day, every Wednesday kind of week. But yeah, it was like it's almost like an out of body experience.
Yes.
Like, yeah, that was my life that I had to live. But I definitely don't sit back and go, well, I had an alcoholic father, drug addict. Like, I lived this crazy life. Feel sorry for me. That's just how my life is going to be. Like, no, you cannot do that. You can't feel sorry for yourself. And I think we've definitely, like, anytime we talk about our past to people, it's more of just like entertainment purposes only.
Oh, like, I know why I'm so funny and where I get my sarcasm from and why I am the way that I am. Here is why.
Yeah, we have
Allow
been
me to take for a moment. So, yeah.
I mean, I feel like
oh, go ahead.
Definitely had the worst of it going into your senior year of school.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was like the peak.
That was the peak. No idea how I managed to graduate high school, but I did. Another missed opportunity for the school to find out what was going on. And keep in mind, folks, at no point in time do I recall the state ever being involved. Anybody from a higher up level that's supposed to protect children, did they ever come in and wonder what the fuck was happening? Now,
yeah.
I'm grateful for that based on stories that I've heard of people that ended up in the system. I'm grateful for that because I still think we would have ended up who we are. I just think we would have had even more traumatic experiences. I think us being left alone to fend for each other was probably the best thing that could have happened, even though it's unfortunate that it did. I look at my life, I have no regrets, no regrets. It made me who I am. It is what it is. It could have been worse, definitely could have been a lot better. But I just reflect on it in that manner. It made me who I am. And that's just what it is.
Yeah. We definitely, I mean, it wasn't like every day was like a Cops episode. I mean, we definitely had great, amazing experiences. We did have extended family who we would visit and
have some sense of normalcy.
Yeah, have some normal life going on where we could be kids. So it wasn't all like horrible.
Doom and gloom.
But the bad moments, they are definitely like, oh, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah. And like, I will say for people that like grew up in like environments like this or, had parents addicted to drugs or had parents addicted to alcohol or whatever, like, at least for myself, I do notice and I know that I too have an addictive personality. I know that if I chose to start drinking as my way of dealing with issues rather than, I figure you have two options. You can either dive into your problems and investigate the way that you are and find out more that way and try to work through things, or you can numb yourself with whatever. And I make a daily choice to discover more about myself because I know that I don't want to end up how we grew up. And so I make a choice. I mean, I really don't ever drink. I don't do drugs. So, I mean, Might take a gummy every now and again, but the gummies that I take are legal here in Kansas, so simmer.
Yeah, calm down. Do you ever get mad though? I think like sometimes I'm like, God damn it, why does my drive have to be so hardcore? Because I'm like looking at these parents that just like their kids, they don't even know where the fuck their kids are. They don't take care of them. They're not cooking every night for them. They're not doing a damn thing. Laying on the couch drinking, or they're passed out high. And I'm like, I just want one day where I don't have to be responsible.
Yeah, I mean,
but then I'm like, my inner, like, Tammy, you can't do that shit. Like, I just would not have it in me.
Right. And we've talked about that, like, in regards to work as well. Like, we just can't. It's not in our DNA. But I think that but I think that we've ingrained it in ourselves so much from a young age to not be like that.
I think we are so scared of failing and becoming what we did not want to be. Like, that is what drives us.
That is true. Oh, very true. Yeah.
Because, oh my God, never. And I think we've also, sometimes I get irritated with my kids because, like, you spoiled little fucking shits. Because,
right.
They like won't do things around the house like I need them to do, or like, they'll complain about something, and I'm like, you guys don't even know how good you got it. But I think I've said this before. I was thinking one day, I was really frustrated with the kids because it's like, I just don't feel like they appreciate the life that I've given them, like worked my ass off to give them. But I don't want them to even have that comparison.
Right.
I don't want them to even, like, this is just their life, their wonderful life where their mother does all the things and everything's taken care of. The electricity and water are on every day. They have hot meals every day.
Plenty of toilet paper.
Yeah, toilet paper. I'm not cooking crack in the backyard. Like, they know no different. And, as frustrating as it is sometimes, and I do feel like a lot of women who have grown up, well, a lot of people who have grown up in like crazy childhoods, because I know I've heard this growing up. You don't know how good you got it. Whenever I was a kid, we had to walk uphill both ways to school in the snow and blah, blah, blah. Okay. But do you, isn't the whole point, like, being a better parent than what you had? So, like, you don't want your kids to even know that.
Right.
But, yeah, it's definitely how we grew up and the situations we grew up in has definitely molded who I am today.
Yeah.
Good ways and bad.
Yeah.
But definitely, I'm thankful that I am so introspective in looking at myself, like areas that I want to improve and just be better for everybody in my life. Really hoping that this podcast is a great outlet for that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I agree. And I guess I didn't really talk much about my upbringing. I mean, it was pretty much same as yours up until the age of, so you moved out, I think I was 16. And, like you said, life got fairly nutty there for a while. Moved out, tried living with our mother. That didn't go very well. Lived
Tell
with
the
you for
story
a while.
about how you ended up going to live with our mom. We should have a story time one day.
Oh, okay. Story time. I feel like every podcast could just be a story time. Okay, so story. I believe in like divine intervention. I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I wholeheartedly think that this played out because there was some sort of divine intervention that made it that way. So at that time, Tammy had moved out. It was me, our dad, our stepmother, and 2 or 3 of the kids, and myself. And they were all under the age of 5, I want to say. 3 of them under the age of 5, 3 or 4 of them. I don't even remember at this time. Okay, so I was going to high school full time. I was a sophomore. I also worked a part-time job, but it was quite a few hours. And then also was taking care of the kids. Taking care of as in feeding, bathing, putting to bed, getting up, getting ready. All basically a mom at 16. So I remember it started out as there I was putting one of the kids down for a nap. And you know how watches, they'll start making that like beeping noise. And I was in the parents' bedroom. I'm trying to lay one of the kids down for a nap. There's this watch going off. I'm looking for this watch because I'm like, now is not the time. It is not the time to be going off. So I ended up finding the watch in like a jewelry box, and the jewelry box was filled of needles. And I'm like, oh, that's great. So, I mean, I, of course, try to bring it up with the parents. They try to play it off like I'm just the kid, blah, blah, blah. And is that the night that you came over and got into a fight with the stepmom? Or you
I
were going to
think
come pick me
so.
up?
I was thinking of the time you were driving the car and it was
Oh,
full
I'm
of
getting
drugs.
there.
Okay.
That's the next, it's the next part of the story. So, so just like kind of leading up to it. So like I had already discovered drugs and paraphernalia in our home where there were young children living, including myself. And then the neighbor next door, we lived in this duplex. Neighbor next door was like, hey, can you run me up to work? I said, sure. I think it was like a Saturday or a Sunday morning. I went to go get in one of our vehicles, and it happened to just be a vehicle that I didn't really drive that often, but it was just like the one I grabbed the keys for. As I'm getting in, I noticed this camera case in the back. The camera case contained, at least it did the entire time of my growing up, a very old antique camera. I love antiques. I love old things. And so I made a mental note like, oh, like when we get back, like we're going to check that thing out because I just loved it and I didn't get to see it very often. Go drop this lady off and I'm coming back home. I remembered the camera was back there. Now, I decided to stop on the side of this dirt road for whatever reason. I don't know why I just didn't wait till I got home, but I didn't. I opened the camera case and there was not a camera in there, but there was lots of paraphernalia and individually baggied drugs. And I mean, I could just been a drug dealer on the go right then and there, just ready to go. And yeah, from there, just kind of, sum it up quickly. Police got involved. FBI got involved. I contacted our mother. She came down to pick me up. And we'll have to go through the whole bit of that story another time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild.
Yeah. We've seen some wild shit. That stepmother was evil. Like, I know everybody thinks they have some evil stepmother. No, this bitch was fucking crazy.
Yeah, like straight up Satan's cousin. Like,
yeah. I will never forget the one time I had moved back home for a short period of time and was taking care of the kids. I was already like 19, close to 19. And I was fully aware what was going on, was not partaking. I want to make that very clear. And neither Mandy or I have ever done any hard drugs. But she came to me, she's like, I'm going to go in the backyard and cook. If you see an explosion, take the kids and leave. And I was just like, this cannot be normal. Like, what the fuck? So, yeah. Sometimes I like reminiscing about some of that shit because it's just like almost to me, sometimes like, what the fuck did we come out of?
Right. Right.
So,
yeah.
And like being stopped, I was personally stopped by the FBI because they were watching our house. I have confirmation from actual law enforcement that had told me our house is being watched by multiple agencies, not just the FBI. It was like everybody.
Yeah.
And one day before I had found out, I was driving to work, just little blonde Tammy driving to work, 18 years old, just, enjoying my day. And I got stopped, and looking back, it was the FBI. And I'm sure they were like sizing me up to see like what involvement I may have had. And yeah, clearly I was not involved in any of their bullshit. But yeah, it was pretty wild. And thank God we have been able to take those experiences, and I'm hoping use them for good, not just use them as sympathy. That is not at all what this is about.
Come laugh with us.
So, any stories we share, it is not trying to get any kind of sympathy. It is more of, we have been through some crazy shit. We recognize that, and we know that there are others who have been through probably crazier. And I totally acknowledge that as well. Like, our life could have been so much worse. And I know there are people out there who have had it so much worse.
Yeah.
So we just want to put it out there to people like, we see you, and we are your people. Come to us. We are your people.
Just know you can have your trauma and your crazy life experiences, and at the same time, you can also be a normal, productive citizen like us. Like, you don't have to be your past. That's I think our main take home here. You don't have to be your past. You can laugh about it, but you don't have to be it.
Yeah. Breaking generational curses, traumas, all that shit stops now.
Yes. That's what we're doing. Yeah. Well, I'm going to say, I think join us on our next episode for more emotionally evicted fun.
Yes. More story time.
Yes, as we continue the journey further. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
You've been listening to Emotionally Evicted. Thank you for being here. For more resources, stories, and ways to reclaim your life, head over to shereclaims.com and check out other episodes on emotionallyevicted.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts.